Hello, honey roses. Welcome to my channel. I want to do a quick reading. Let's see. Spirit, what do you want our honey roses to know today? Anything good? Anything sweet? Let's see. You ready? You ready? Ready? Let's see what it's about. Spirit, can we refrain from the Jezebel talk? I don't want to read that right now. Can we talk about something else? Okay, giving. Somebody giving. What? Hold on, I don't know yet. I'm not sure. I have the Five of Wands and the Six of Cups. I'm not sure about that yet. I want to say fighting to give, learning to give, learning to give. Because the Five of Wands could be learning as well. Because when you learn, sometimes it's challenging, right? Maybe some of you are learning something new and it's challenging. And you're trying to acclimate to it, this new way of thinking or being or doing. Yeah. I'm getting like that type of energy a little bit. It feels like it's going in multiple directions though. It doesn't feel like one thing right now. Okay. Let's see. Someone is new at something, okay? And they had a lot to heal before they can get to this new space. But I feel like they like it. I feel like this feels good. I feel like it's a new space. It feels good because it's like new and exciting. And it has purpose, okay? This is a new space that someone is in and it's exciting and it's very purposeful. And they were, someone was a little stuck in between. I feel like it was in between worlds. It feels like the past self and the future self was kind of like playing tug of war. With the Star, the Page of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Ten of Swords, they finally decided to end the past version of themselves. And this was very challenging for whoever this is for, no matter if it's you or someone around you. You know, it's funny because even if there's a certain aspect of our lives that we know is not good for us, right? And we used to behave in such a way or take part in certain activities in life, somehow, no matter how traumatic it was or how toxic it was, we have the nerve to miss it a little bit. There's maybe some of you will disagree, but if you agree, let me know, because there's always like this little, I don't know how to call it. It's a little something that makes you want to revert back to how you used to be sometime. You know it's not good, but there's something that's comforting about it. Something that's familiar to you, even if it's not good for you. So you have to be really strong-willed to be honest with yourself and recognize that it's an illusion to think that what you have grown from and what was bad for you, that you should miss it or that you should have some type of attachment to it. But at the same time, it makes sense because you found comfort in the traumatic experience at that time, but maybe not complete comfort. It's kind of hard for me to express what I'm thinking, and that's usually not a problem, but it's a very strange space where maybe like you think about responsibilities that you have now that you didn't have before, and something like that small can make you want to revert back to your old ways because it's different. Like the new is different. But I feel like that's something that you had to fight against because you have graduated multiple times in your life with spiritual graduations, and maybe for some of you actually physical graduations as well. And you had to remind yourself of why you deserve to be where you are. There's also something here of many times you feeling like you're undeserving of love or undeserving of happiness. Like kind of feeling like you didn't do enough to be able to completely enjoy what you have. It's like this again, it's a very weird feeling that I'm feeling from some of you. But the thing is, the good aspect of this is that you're getting over that. It no longer has a hold on you like it did before, because you recognize that you must give yourself grace and love every aspect of self. And I'm hearing, even though love may be new, you're learning, and you love to love. You love to learn. You love to learn. Learning to love. And finding strength in love. This is a very sweet message because it's exemplifying growth as well as how challenging it is to change and transform. Because, you know, many times we just talk about transformation, but we don't talk about how transformation can hurt sometimes. It's not always gumdrops and lollipops. Sometimes that transformation, it hurts because you realize that you've grown, and when you grow, there's more responsibilities that come with the growth, as well as self-realizations that you have to face in order to dominate any feelings within, how can I say this? In order to dominate any false perceptions that you may have of self, because you have to be able to discern who you are as opposed to who others said you are, and then align your actions with what you believe. And that could be challenging if you were acting in such a way that was not yourself for an extended period of time, because you didn't really recognize what was really happening until you recognized it. Realizing that you had the choice the entire time, when there's times where you felt like your circumstances were out of your control. But see, now you realize how you have the power in your life. No one else has it. You decide. And this was something that you didn't really recognize because you were moving from such a place of innocence. Innocent until proven guilty. You were the one that was innocent, but those around you were guilty. But instead of you recognizing what everyone else was doing wrong, you kept analyzing yourself and dismissing any negative thoughts about others. So, selfless. That's someone who's selfless. You were very selfless for a long time, and now it's like Spirit just wants you to know that no, it's time to focus on you now. You done did a lot, okay? You've done so much in the lives of others, but this life is also for you too. It's not just for everybody else. Yes, of course, those that are in contact with you will reap the benefits of being in your presence. However, God also gives life so that you can live it the way you choose to. How about that? I think that's it for this message. I find it to be very sweet. And look, the Hierophant. Every time I see the Hierophant, it just makes me think about God, God's presence in someone's life. So it's like, you all those times you thought you were alone, you had to remind yourself that God is with you. Even when you felt like God was far away, you had to remember, no, God is with me. I have a God mind, so I can make godly decisions. And once you started doing that, your life started to change, and then you blossomed into a beautiful rose. The thing is that you have to be careful, because too many people pop up trying to pluck your petals. No petal plucking allowed. Okay, so that's it for this message. If you would like to book a coaching call or a reading or purchase any of my books, you can. And here's the introduction of my new book. I'll put it right here so you can see it, my loves. And that one will be available on May 24th. It's being worked on right now. Almost done. I'm still working on the workings. Okay. And so, yes. This new book is really about you getting back to yourself. That's what it's all about. This whole life is about you getting back to yourself and getting back to that God mind. So anytime I write books, that's what it's going to be about from different perspectives. Okay? It's always going to be about that, not unless I tell you different. Then it might be about something else. But I feel like everything revolves around you being yourself. So yes, everything is going to be about that. Because if you live in life and you're not directing everything to self and to the God in you, then it's not going to go well and you're not going to be fulfilled, regardless of what it is. You can't negate your spirit and live happily ever after. You must always incorporate the love and the livelihood of that spirit and that soul, because that is the real you. That is authentically who you are. So all of my books will help you to remind you of who you are, because there's so many distractions that will lead us to think that we don't know who we are, and that make us believe that we need to purchase things to fulfill the void of authenticity and love, joy and happiness. That starts from within. You don't have to buy anything to be happy. And you could see depictions of that truth all around the world. When you look at these countries that have so much less than we have here in the United States, in the United States, we're considered like spoiled brats, okay? Complaining about stuff that so many people around the world wish they could complain about, because it's so insignificant to one's livelihood, you know, at times. And it's just to highlight the fact that those people in countries all around the world that don't have as much as the United States have, they have love and they have peace and they respect each other and they live in harmony and they help each other. And how do we have all of these opportunities here, and every time you turn around, somebody fighting and arguing about something but not knowing how to work together? What does that tell you about this place? We got to get back to that natural space, the natural space, which is our heart space and our soul, our spirit, the true nature of our spirit. It brings you to a place of tranquility and harmony. It doesn't get any better than that.